The morning sun cast long shadows across the quiet streets of Greenville, a small American town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests. Despite the picturesque scenery, the town was gripped by tension after a series of disturbing events, exposed corruption at its highest levels. Michael Carter, the newly appointed district attorney, stood at the heart of this storm. A man known for his unyielding sense of justice, Michael had made it his mission to bring transparency to a town long plagued by silence and complicity. It had all begun weeks ago when Jack Carter, Michael's father and a retired police officer, beloved by the community, was brutally assaulted after attempting to expose internal misconduct within the Greenville Police Department. Jack's decision to speak out had made him a target, but his unwavering integrity wouldn't allow him to stay silent. Now, Jack lay unconscious in the hospital, machines monitoring his fragile condition. Michael sat by his bedside every evening, the weight of both personal grief and professional duty pressing heavily on his shoulders. "I'll make this right, Dad," Michael whispered, gripping his father's hand tightly. The soft hum of monitors was the only response. Despite the emotional toll, Michael's resolve never wavered. He had already filed charges against Officer Roy McDougal, the man suspected of orchestrating the attack. McDougal was notorious for his history of excessive force complaints, which had been swept under the rug for years by Chief Harris Green. But this time, there would be no cover-up. As the investigation gained traction, tensions in Greenville continued to rise. Protests erupted in front of the police station, led by community activists demanding accountability. Sarah Thompson, ATI civil rights leader and longtime advocate for police reform, emerged as one of Michael's staunchest allies. "We stand with you, Michael," Sarah assured him during a late-night strategy meeting. "But this fight won't be easy. They'll push back hard." "Let them," Michael replied firmly. "We're not backing down." Their resolve was tested daily. Anonymous threats flooded Michael's office. Attempts were made to discredit his investigation, and whispers circulated about further retaliation. Yet, the community's growing support buoyed his determination. Despite the turmoil, progress was being made. Subpoenas were issued, testimonies gathered, and evidence mounted against McDougal and his enablers. Each step brought the town closer to exposing the depth of corruption that had festered for far too long. But as the legal battle raged on, Michael's personal battle continued at his father's bedside. Jack's condition showed no signs of improvement, yet Michael spoke to him daily, recounting each victory and setback. "They'll pay for what they did, Dad," Michael promised one evening, his voice thick with emotion. "I swear it." Jack's silence was deafening, but Michael took solace in the fight for justice he had undertaken, a fight that his father would have wanted him to pursue relentlessly. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as the trial against Roy McDougal commenced. Greenville's residents filled the benches, eager to witness the accountability they had demanded. Media crews lined the sidewalks outside, their cameras capturing every twist and turn of the high-profile case. Michael Carter stood at the prosecution table, his expression resolute. Across the room sat McDougal, flanked by a formidable defense team determined to paint the officer as a misunderstood enforcer simply doing his job. "Ladies and gentlemen," Michael began in his opening statement, "this case is about more than one man's actions. It's about a culture of corruption that has plagued this town for too long." The testimony was damning. Witness after witness recounted incidents of excessive force, intimidation, and cover-ups orchestrated by McDougal and sanctioned by Chief Green. Sarah Thompson's impassioned account of community efforts to demand accountability moved many to tears. "We've lived in fear for years," she testified, "but no more. We're standing up because enough is enough." As the days wore on, the defense's arguments grew increasingly desperate. They attempted to discredit witnesses, questioned the legitimacy of evidence, and portrayed McDougal as a scapegoat. But Michael's meticulous preparation left little room for doubt. "This is about accountability," he declared during closing arguments. Justice demands that those who abuse their power face the consequences of their actions. The jury's deliberation was brief. When the verdict was announced, guilty on all counts, a collective sigh of relief swept through the courtroom. Michael felt a weight lift from his shoulders, though he knew the fight for reform was far from over. Outside the courthouse, Sarah embraced Michael. "This is a victory," she said, "but we've still got work to do." Michael nodded. "And we'll do it, together." The fallout from the trial was swift. Chief Green, exposed for covering up McDougal's misconduct, faced mounting calls for his resignation. Community leaders rallied, demanding comprehensive reforms to the Greenville Police Department. Michael's legal team drafted a comprehensive report detailing the department's failures and recommendations for reform. The town's mayor, under pressure from both citizens and media, promised swift action. "We will not tolerate corruption," Mayor Adams declared at a press conference. "Change is coming to Greenville." Meanwhile, Michael continued to oversee the investigation into other officers implicated in the cover-ups. The scale of misconduct was staggering, but each revelation strengthened the community's resolve. "This isn't just about punishment," Michael told a gathering of activists. "It's about creating a system that protects and serves everyone equally." Jack Carter's condition remained critical but stable. Every evening, Michael visited his father, sharing updates and drawing strength from Jack's indomitable spirit. One evening, as Michael recounted the day's developments, he noticed a slight twitch in Jack's hand. His heart raced. "Dad?" Michael leaned closer, his voice trembling. "Can you hear me?" The movement was faint but unmistakable. Jack's fingers curled slightly, a sign of life returning. Michael's eyes filled with tears as hope blossomed within him. Days turned into weeks, and Jack's condition steadily improved. Though his recovery was slow, the progress fueled Michael's determination. The resignation of Chief Green marked a turning point for Greenville. New leadership was appointed, committed to transparency and accountability. Community police relations began to mend as reforms took hold. Standing on the courthouse steps, Michael addressed the gathered crowd. "We've taken important steps toward justice," he declared. "But our work isn't done. We must stay vigilant and committed to building a better future for our town." The crowd's cheers echoed through the streets, a testament to their resilience and hope. Later that evening, Michael sat by Jack's side. "We're getting there, Dad," he said softly. "Thanks to you." Jack's eyes fluttered open, and a faint smile crossed his lips. Though words failed him, the message was clear: pride, gratitude, and love. Greenville had faced its darkest hour and emerged stronger, determined to forge a future defined by justice and integrity. And Michael Carter, guided by his father's unwavering example, stood ready to lead the charge. If you enjoyed this story, give the video a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more powerful stories on Behind the Shadows.